Hello, and welcome to Roy's Book Reviews. I have been at this for a little bit now, having filmed several videos of myself reviewing novels and other books that I've read over the years. And I feel that slowly but surely I am getting the hang of this. Which is not to say that you will be finding an especially smooth and polished video here. My daughter likes to kid me over the fact that I don't have any editing. My videos are one long shot, a close up of my big head as I'm stumbling along, humming and hawing as I go along, reading from the words of my reviews. I've written at Goodreads and also saying whatever springs to the top of my head about a book as I go along. So there's no editing, there's no fancy intro, though she does promise that she's going to make one for me, so future videos may look a little bit cooler. But anyway, that's enough about my channel, and now I'd like to talk to you about the book that I'm going to discuss today, which is by the author Heidi W. Durrow, and this book is called The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. Let me cut off the music here first, which is a song called That's Something by Jones Meadow. The drink that I'm working on as I go along is a caipirinha, which is my favorite adult beverage. Anyway, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky is a novel of racial identity, which is a topic of interest to me. I've written about it in a few short stories, including one that's called The White Girl, which is about a girl, teenager, who her whole life she considers herself to be 100% black, African American, and then one day she finds out that the man she thought was her father, her biological father, was not, and the person who is her biological father is a white man, and this chooses her to re-examine herself, her views on race, her relationship with her militant boyfriend, things like that. My first novel, Patches of Gray, talks about race in various ways. At the focal point of the narrative is an interracial relationship between a teen couple in high school. So I guess it falls into the category of new adult, though I don't believe that was a genre type at the time I was writing the book. But I'm not here to talk about my stories or my novels. Maybe I'll put together a video talking all about me and my writing at some point, but I know you're here to hear my thoughts if you are here. Hopefully you are. Hopefully I'm not talking to myself about novels, including The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi W. Durrow. This is a beautifully crafted tale. It is about a girl who is haunted by events that shaped her destiny early on without her having much say in the matter. Events that are only vaguely remembered and yet continue to form the fabric of each passing day. Now, this book, as I said, is about racial identity. The main character is biracial. One parent is black, one parent is white. And when you grow up in such a manner, specifically if you do not grow up raised by those two parents, in the case of this story, she's raised by neither of her parents, you find yourself maybe forced with having to make a decision. Do I see myself as a black person? Do I see myself as a white person? Do I see myself as biracial, which of course is what you are, but even if that's what you feel you are on the inside to yourself, when it comes to society's gaze on you, based on how much melanin you have and whether you're darker skin or lighter skin. Decisions may be made for you, or your upbringing. Were you raised by white people or black people? The neighborhood you grew up in. These are all things, societal factors that are going to weigh heavily into your decision, even though in fact it's not really a decision, it's just what you are, like it or not. So in The Girl Who Fell from the Sky by Heidi W. Durrow, main character, her father has vanished without a trace, so she does not have any kind of relationship with him. Her mother left this world in the splashiest of ways, taking her own life along with those of her other children by leaping from the roof of a building, which is quite the horrible visual. This woman, who is the reason for the title, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky, commits suicide by leaping from the rooftop with her children held in her arms. And the story is the story of the lone survivor of this murder-suicide. So there is a witness to this event as well as a survivor. And The Girl Who Fell from the Sky is the latter story, as well as an examination of race. She is her father's black daughter and also her mother's white daughter. As a result, her racial identity is both, and it is neither, dependent on how one sees her or how she chooses to see herself on any given day. She's trapped in a past that won't let go, facing the future with much trepidation, because she already knows that if she takes a leap, she will do so without wings. But that does not mean she won't survive, because along with her blackness and her whiteness, and her status as one who has been taken in upon being abandoned, like a broken-winged bird, she's also a proven survivor. A survivor physically as well as a survivor psychologically of a horrible early start to her life. The narrative of this book moves back and forth in time and is told from multiple perspectives, revealing the backstory to readers a layer at a time, in as random a manner as the markings of heredity. It is filled with tragedy and longing and loneliness and confusion. Good intentions and poor decisions do battle and cancel each other out. Yet beneath it all, there is muted hope that wings may one day sprout. That is what I had to say about this fantastic novel on Goodreads. I highly recommend it, particularly those of you who have strong feelings one way or another about racial identity or the subject of racism. People have all sorts, all manner of opinions about issues, events that take place that are racial in nature. Many people tend to lean heavily one way or the other whenever certain incidents take place, depending on whether they are the type of person who feels that we're living in a white world that is full of privilege for those who were born with it, and those who were not are often oppressed and suffer the consequences of having a little too little milk in their coffee. And on the other side of the fence, there are people who feel that the world has become too politically correct and there's too much of a victim mentality, and great oppression, race-based oppression is a thing of the past, something of, in the days of slavery, the days of Jim Crow, not something that is a prevalent feature of the majority of day-to-day dealings that we have. The truth is, of course, it's a mixed bag, and there are people who feel that race is, the cause and effect of everything that happens, and there are people who feel that race has nothing to do with anything, and those people are all wrong. And a biracial person is wrong if she thinks she's black, and she's wrong if she thinks she's white. She just is. That's what we all are. We just are. We're all just doing our best to make it through this crazy thing called life, and I'm doing my best to make it through this crazy thing called my latest video at Roy's Book Reviews. Now I'm done philosophizing, talking about the book. Hope you check it out. If you do, let me know what you thought about it. Until then, cheers and happy reading.